I look like a dark brown blob, but that's okay.
What, the shirt?
Yes. With the sweater. I look
Why? I think it looks so good.
preppy. I'm such a preppy,
You are
like a
preppy.
look. I
It's
can't,
giving Trey. It's giving
it's
Trey.
giving Trey.
The internet's dad is here.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think I think I'm getting comfortable with that.
Yeah?
moniker. Yeah.
It's been a moment.
Yes, it has.
It's been a moment.
Yes, it has.
How is this feeling for you? I mean, we all know you and love you for years, right? You've been on
you.
iconic TV shows.
Very fortunate. Yeah.
You've done huge stuff.
Yeah.
Did we expect you to take TikTok by storm?
I did not, but I'm working with a wonderful team. They expected it.
Which, if you could win like prizes for like social media teams, they would.
Oh, they would
be nominated.
They would sweep the category. Absolutely, they're wonderful. Well, they're so tapped into what's happening in social, and they communicate to me these different ideas in such a lovely way, and I'm kind of up for anything. I'm letting the freak flag fly a little bit, and I'm getting more comfortable with the idea. I'm basically a silly person at heart.
Yeah.
Monty Python is right in my wheelhouse, so I'm up for like just doing unusual things.
Did people not know that you were silly until now?
I don't know. They may have, but I rarely let it out.
You really let it out.
Yeah, and for this, I there's no stopping us.
But okay, so I mean, the team, we could give credit all day, but something in you started this. Like, wanted to put yourself out there more online, get in it. What was that?
I think
decision?
It was a combination of things, recognizing the creative side of things, how starting really with Twitter, back in the day when you had a limitation on what you could say,
Mm-hmm.
a certain number of characters, and I love the idea that you had to create something within a confined space,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that was the start. And then I love posting. It's really fun to share, but it went up a few notches right around the time when I did the podcast Varnum Town with Josh Davis. So it was a story. We did it kind of. It's like not a mystery necessarily, but just a story, an unusual story about a small town in North Carolina that had some things going on, like that involved a lot of drugs and Pablo Escobar. A very unusual story. And to promote that, we started doing just kind of some funny, I don't know, just images and situations. And the internet was like, what is this? We like this. And so I said, we should just keep going with this. And Nora and Ben, who are in the house today, are largely responsible for the success of that. They're just incredibly creative.
And now do you feel like you are in on it? Like you're tapped in, you know what's up, like you know the trends before like
they bring the trends and I pay attention, but I feel like you never really know what's happening, which is kind of great. You kind of have to just feel a vibration and then go with it.
Yeah.
And it's always got my crazy stamp of weirdness on it. And so you just do it, and then you just kind of hope that you've been entertaining, and that people will enjoy it.
Well, it's been entertaining. It's been so
Thanks,
fun.
Amanda. That's sweet.
Did this align with the podcast coming out? The What Are We Even Doing? Is it the pod?
Yeah.
So you interview like Gen Z types.
Yep. Young millennials. Yep.
Young millennials. So it's all tapped into the same kind of vibe. We're keeping up.
Yes.
We're keeping up.
Yeah, keeping up. And also people that I find particularly interesting because of what they're doing creatively, that there's more than meets the eye, I think. And we run the gamut. We have actors, musicians, comedians, podcast hosts, etc. And I do a deep dive into their creative process, basically. That's what I'm most curious about. How they started, what drives them, their passions, how they use social, how they promote themselves and their brand, and what else they're interested in doing. And I learn every time. Just whomever I'm interviewing, it's a process for me to learn about what's coming, I know everything about my heroes and my mentors,
Uh-huh.
Marlon Brando and James Dean. These are people I grew up with as an actor, admiring and wanting to know as much as I could about. But I knew very little about what was coming sort of behind me, I guess. And I said, well, this is not right. And you add to that the fact that I have a 17-year-old son, and he's living in a completely different world than my world, and I'm interested in it. I don't want to intrude, but I'm curious. More curious, I think, than my parents were about my generation. And I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm definitely going to look back and see what is happening.
What does he think about all of this?
He tolerates me.
Is he like, Dad, stop?
No, he's not. He's actually pretty cool. I think he gets that I enjoy this, and I'm not too cringy to him,
Oh, good.
And he's very tolerant.
Yeah, kids, there's a thing where they always find their parents cringy.
Oh yeah, and he should, and he does.
At a certain age, I feel like they like look up to you, admire you.
Yeah,
and
we're
then
past that.
You're past that. Oh,
maybe not quite, because we try to be, we're parents first, but we try to also be cool and understanding. And I think both my wife and I remember what it was like, which I feel like when I was growing up, my parents decided not to remember what it was like, or at least they didn't share their time at 17 or 16 or wherever. And we make it a point to say, yeah, when I was 17, I felt this.
Yeah.
And this killed me, and this was, I learned this. Take it for what you will. But I think, we open the communication.
Is he going to participate in any videos with you think?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
You'll probably.
Yeah, he's up for it too.
He's up for it.
Yeah.
Because you borrowed his clothes for some video.
Yeah, the Lord did. Yeah, I did. He is so creative. I'm gonna sing my son's praises. He loves to sew. We got him a sewing machine for his birthday, and he creates his own stuff. So, the styles are ever changing in high school, but they're very particular. They're very specific at any given point in time, right? So he goes thrifting. He'll buy pants and fabric, and he'll put them together. But he sort of designs his own stuff, and he makes clothes for some of his friends as well.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, he's not taught, not trained. There's all sorts of, the fabric doesn't quite line up here, but I think that's also part of the look.
So you think he's going to go the creative route?
Some way, yeah.
Some way.
Yeah. My wife, on the other hand, is a businesswoman, and so there's also the idea of an entrepreneurial business kind of vibe there too. So whatever's going to happen, it's going to be interesting, whatever he does.
So you said you want to learn more about the Gen Z process. Like, what have you learned that's like different, so different than like?
Well, I think
yours.
It's not that this isn't necessarily different, but I think the expectation is that they are slackers, they don't work, that they, and that's not the case at all. I think they're more comfortable with chaos. And I think they can ride that river better, certainly better than I could at that age, because it's kind of what's swirling around, But I do feel like everyone I've spoken with,
you've had Kaya Gerber,
Caleb Heron, Benny Skinner,
right? And some upcoming fun ones too, right?
Yeah, and up and comers as well. And I got more coming. It's interesting, as you know, in the podcast world, you have to sort of stay ahead, of the schedule,
right?
And I'm like, okay, let's go. So we've recorded a 16 or 17.
Oh wow!
episodes so far.
That's a lot. You're good. You're banked.
We're banked.
You're banked.
That is the word.
Yeah.
So
banking them. Yeah.
Yeah. So feeling good about that, and loving the process. I love learning. I love the research. And then
do they know you?
Oh
like
yeah,
the
pretty
Gen
much.
Z.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Like, do you ask them like interesting, like where from, what have they watched?
They usually say, "I loved you in is it Twin Peaks?" Or Sex and the City, of course.
Right.
Desperate Housewives. How I Met Your Mother is another one.
Right.
So there are these points of reference that we have.
Overcompensating.
And
that's a new one.
Currently overcompensating,
right.
Exactly, with Benny and everybody playing the dad. But it's the work ethic, I think, that I was like, oh yes, doing what I do now with this. It takes a lot of work, a lot of time. And there's a lot of prep that goes into what we do, and And I'm like, this is a job to have that internet presence like that and do social and really do it and really present yourself consistently, authentically. And the other thing that's interesting is that is only a part of who they are and what they want to do. There are other worlds that they want to take on, whether like Noah Beck wants, he's obviously strong presence on social. Acting is something that he's been interested in and curious about. And so he's starting to move in that direction. So we spoke on the podcast a bit about that and my experience, and he shared some of his experience, so it's a back and forth.
The other thing that's maybe misunderstood about them as opposed to, you and your career and everything is it may look from the outside in like they got it quicker, right? Like they got the success quicker.
Right.
They came up quicker.
Right.
Whereas a lot of actors have years until they get their big break.
Yeah.
And did you feel like in your conversations that's something that comes up?
I mean, I think there's some validity to that because the impact is, I mean, it's part of the nature of the beast, right? With social. Because you're hitting, it's like if you're on a hit TV show, suddenly, boom, it's out in front of everybody all at once. I think the challenge is the sustaining, and the consistency. But there is definitely, it's one of those things where obviously we didn't have that access of presenting yourself in a way that is true to who you are and how you want to be received in the world. We were structured because it was the role you did and then the publicity you did around that,
right,
and the expectation. It was you had to kind of toe a certain line. The expectation was there. And I feel like today it's like, well, you can do anything, really.
Yeah.
And present yourself any way you want and in a number of different ways in a number of different arenas.
Yeah.
And I think that to me is also part of the challenge because it's so open-ended. It's so like, how do I want to present myself to this world? And if I change and I go in different directions, is it going to be accepted? Will it, it's so you really have to be true to yourself, I think.
Well, your journey has been accepted. People accepted you as the new TikTok star, now podcaster. Who would be your dream guest, like in that world of the Gen Z young millennials?
Oh, man. Well, Timothy Chalamet and I share this role that I did in Dune in 1983, 84, and he did more recently. And it would be fun to have him on. I feel like we'd be just talking about one thing. It's just about the experience of working in the film Dune and creating the role of Paul and what that experience was.
That would be so cool.
I would really enjoy that.
Are you working on that?
Well, we'll see. We're working on it right now. We're
working
putting
on it.
out
Get
there.
Going.
But I did work with him we did a little photo shoot together. And so I got to meet him a little bit, spend a little bit of time together, and there was just a good connection, and I really respect him as an actor, and he's a very interesting person. So
yeah, and he's very like when he won one of the awards that he won.
Yeah,
he said he is here to make it big.
Oh yeah,
like
he was right out in front with it.
Yeah,
and said he aspires to that,
Right.
And I think I don't know of an actor who wouldn't deep down
feel that,
say that you want to swim with the best,
right?
You want to be your best, you want to do your best. That's what we all aspire to,
right?
And he just laid it out there.
He laid it out there.
That's impressive.
Another TikTok you did that blew up was you and Kristen Davis, aka Charlotte York, because you went on her pod as well.
I did.
You did. What episode did she make you rewatch?
We talked about the first one that when we first met. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Oh, that's special.
Well, we touched on a few. We touched on that one. We touched on the wedding episode.
Mm-hmm.
We touched on the kind of the breakup one. I told a funny story about how I was on the tennis court at night playing tennis, and I was in my boxer shorts and my tennis shoes. I was out as if I'd left bed, and I was like trying to get through this whole thing. And I remember they were like the ladies who do all the makeup and stuff came out and they had this baby oil, and they were like rubbing it all over my chest. And I said, I think this is a little excessive. And they were like, oh no, it's not. They were so happy. And I was like, I'm a little uncomfortable. Okay.
Well, I went on her podcast too.
Oh, cool.
And we recapped the Are We Sluts episode, which you weren't in.
Right.
But she had a sex scene that we were talking about because the guy was yelling at her like obscenities, like "fuck you, fucking bitch, you fucking whore."
Yeah.
Did you watch all of the series?
No,
like,
no.
didn't.
I watch our stuff, but I'm bad.
You don't watch your own stuff, or you?
I do a little bit. I don't really.
Mm.
I'm sort of fibbing. I'll the joy for me is in the doing. And
Yeah.
I might check it out and just say, yeah, it looks like it's working okay.
Also, you're not the target audience really for Sex in the City.
No, you're right.
Yeah. So it's okay.
Yeah. But I am interested in the work.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in the writing because I think the writing on the show is brilliant.
Well, yeah, that's what we were talking about, which I'm sure you discussed too, like how it, is still relevant.
Yeah.
Like you could watch an episode, it's about dating, it's about relationships, and not much has changed in that.
Yeah.
In that realm.
Not in those relationships. I think people are also curious about what it was like in the 90s and what New York was like and what kind of a time that
aside
that
from
was.
calling each other on like office phones and like stuff like that,
So different. So different.
Today's episode is brought to you by Everyday Dose, my new morning obsession. You guys know that I am coffee obsessed. I tried to stop coffee for a while because of my gut, but honestly, it's like a give and take for me. It's like, how much do I like coffee? How much don't I want to suffer? So I finally found a solution, and it's called Everyday Dose. So if you're hooked on coffee, but you don't like the way that it makes your stomach feel, or you've accepted that your stomach feels rotten after you drink coffee and you're just like, yeah, that's the way it is. I need my coffee, so I'm going to feel like this. No, you don't need to. Everyday Dose can be a savior for your body. They have incredible coffee that also has collagen in it and functional mushrooms that get rid of any negative side effects that coffee can have on your stomach. Everyday Dose is coffee plus benefits. They combine high-quality coffee with powerful ingredients like lion's mane and chaga, collagen protein, and nootropics to fuel your brain, boost your focus, and give you clean, sustained energy all day long. It tastes just like coffee, I promise, just without the downside. No crash, no jitters, just clean, sustained energy. You can get 45% off your first subscription order of 30 servings of Coffee Plus, and you'll also receive a starter kit with over $100 in free gifts by going to everydaydose.com/notskinny, or you can enter my code notskinny at checkout. That's everydaydose.com/notskinny for 45% off your first order. Everyday Dose is also available at your local Target. Go wild. Today's episode is brought to you by Minot. Minot is the cutest, chicest kid swim brand on the planet. So if you've seen Noah prancing around this summer, he's wearing a Minot suit, okay? And everyone can tell, people can just tell it's like quality, it's good, it's fine, it's chic, and that you got it someplace good. Really, people ask me where to get it. I'm like, Minot, sorry, the gingham design doesn't create itself. Minot has pieces that are clean, simple, elevated, and make your kid look like they've stepped out of a magazine or that they're staying at a 5-star resort, even if they're in a plastic kiddie pool. Like, that's the vibe. They're timeless. They're fresh. They're playful. They're polished. Like, it's all about the beachy vibes. Think like Laguna Beach vibes, like if that's what you're looking for. And honestly, who doesn't want to be in Laguna Beach vibes? Minot's best-selling products are their girls' rash guard one pieces and their boys' boardies. They also have unisex rash guard shirts. Like I said, Noah has the gingham boy boardies, and we are all obsessed. Like I said, people ask me about it constantly. All suits have UPF 50 plus protection, so they block 98% of UVA and UVB rays. They're easy to put on and take off. They have the right amount of stretch, and they're just real good. And yes, I have a discount for you, so run to shop, okay? Go to shopminot.com and enter the code MEETMinot15 at checkout to receive 15% off your first order. So that's shop Minot, MINNOW, and the code is MEETMinot15 for 15% off. You guys, I feel bad saying this. Like, I don't like being, full of myself or giving myself too many compliments, but I do feel like my hair is in its hair ring era. Like I feel like we're having a good hair moment right now. And I have to give credit where credit is due. I am and have been taking Nutrafol, which is a hair supplement. And even though everyone's journey is different, I have to say that it did work for me. Like I do feel like my hair is growing faster than ever. And I've definitely had less thinning and shedding after giving birth than I did the first time around. I also think, could be a great holiday gift. All my friends want to steal my Nutrafol stash, that's for sure. So maybe I'll just give it out for Thanksgiving, but no, because I actually need it. But yeah, giving a gift of like stronger, faster growing hair is an ideal gift, especially for any friends that are experiencing some of that either postpartum, hormonal, stress related hair loss, because it can actually happen to anyone. And your hair really gives you all the confidence that you need heading into the new year. This holiday season, Nutrafol is the perfect gift for anyone on your list, your mom or aunt going through menopause, a friend who just had a baby and is experiencing postpartum hair shedding, your husband or your father who relies on a baseball cap to cover up, okay? This could be for anyone. So give the gift of confidence this holiday season with Nutrafol, whether you're treating yourself or someone on your list. Visibly healthier, thicker hair is the gift that keeps on giving. Right now, Nutrafol is offering my listeners $10 off your first month subscription, plus free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and use promo code NOTSKINNY10. That's Nutrafol.com, and the promo code is NOTSKINNY10. Well, like we were talking about filming the sex scenes, and I had like guests recently who had talked about that, and they talked about like how they, how actors today are talking more about everything really. Like we're getting more of an inside kind of an open window into the process, which I don't know if it's good or bad.
Right.
Like talking about intimacy coordinators and talking about how it's all technical and talking about like, do you feel like that ruins the allure at all of like movies and TV?
There's genuinely a curiosity about how the sausage is made, I think. And that's always been there. But I feel like, I think recently there's been more of a, I don't know, it feels like, some of those doors or barriers or whatever,
Walls, whatever,
walls
yeah.
have sort of crumbled a little bit. And people are more comfortable talking about the process. And I can think part of it is also sort of the social thing. People are letting people into, intimate situations much closer, much closer, I think, than what television was, because that was about as close as you could get. I mean, you're doing a show and you're inside someone's house and you're in their living room or their bedroom or their kitchen or wherever it is on the television, so you're kind of part of the family. We're now in a different age.
Yeah.
It's much, much, much more intimate, I think. So we've relaxed a little bit. I sort of feel like I'm always a pendulum swinging, kind of, it'll swing one way and then it'll swing back the other way. So that we may go back to a time when it's like, no, let's be a little more mysterious.
A little more, yeah. You don't need to tell us that like it was all, choreographed and you hate each other and you let us think that you're like in love and actually. But what was it like back then getting that Sex and the City role, playing Trey?
Oh, God. Well, it was a surprise. So they reached out, Michael Patrick King and Jenny Bix. I met with them, and I was in a point in my career when I was looking for, I've been playing kind of the offbeat, eccentric, unusual. You think of movies like Blue Velvet, and shows like Twin Peaks. And so I was playing these eccentric characters, and I said, I really would like to play, someone who's a little more middle of the road, kind of mainstream, more recognizable as a leading man. And the offer came in to, work on the show, to play opposite Kristen Davis, of course. And he was Upper East Side and heart surgeon and athletic. And played tennis, and and I was like, in my mind, I was kind of going, oh wow, this is
You didn't
what
know
we've
where
been
it would
talking
go.
about. I mean, it's Upper East Side, but that fits me. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm athletic. Maybe there'll be some scene. We'll shoot some stuff in the park. Throwing the football around. And I had this whole thing that I had built up in my mind, right? And then I went to meet them, and they were like, yeah, all of that. And of course he's impotent, and he's got a very close relationship with his mother. And I was like, damn. You remember that old Pacino? They pulled me back in.
Yeah. Wait, so they told
Yeah.
you that off the bat, so you knew that's where the story was headed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I was like, okay. I said, it's such a great show. The writing was so good. And I was like, I'm in,
You were in what, like two?
Well, I
how
was
many
supposed to
seasons?
be in just a few episodes initially. And then they just kind of, they kept me around. So I was in that first season. And then the second season, I think it was season 3 and 4. I think I was in.
Season 3 and 4,
Right? Or
and then
I'm never quite sure.
leaving that show. Was there anything?
I think they just kind of run. I mean, the men there serve the story for the
Right,
women, right?
right.
So you know going in what's going to happen. I was very lucky to have survived as long as I did.
Yeah.
And I felt like, while there were a lot of sort of, jokes, about my situation, about the two of us and how we were dealing
He
with
was
it.
a good guy.
There were also some true moments, and we leaned into those because I said, this is a situation that, guys, sometimes it happens, and so how can we explore it with humor, but also with a little understanding? And I felt like we did that. But ultimately, you realize that you have to go at some point. I may have overstayed my welcome a little bit, but they finally wrote this episode about the cardboard baby, and I was just like, oh boy, okay. I was like, I don't really understand. Honestly, I was like, what? I said, is it funny?
Yeah.
I was one of those who kind of, and they said, oh no, it's hilarious. I was like, okay. And because I felt it was very disingenuous of him, and I thought, but I could also see that he was trying to do something that he thought was funny. So he lost the plot a little bit.
Well, when Kristen was telling me about that, and I love learning more about the behind the scenes, how you guys used to do table reads all together
Yeah.
and wait for the laughs and see, and if it wasn't funny, it would get cut.
Yeah.
And
That's the
how
scary part.
attached you get to it. Like, she had her own stories, but yours, like, you had your thoughts and opinions on Trey bringing the cardboard baby,
Yeah.
and you made your voice heard, but sometimes it just doesn't.
No, they're like, okay, thanks enough. There were other times that I sort of put my foot down on some things. I was like, this is no. And they were like, okay.
Yeah.
The cardboard baby thing, it wasn't that I didn't want to do it. I just said, I need to understand where it's coming from. And they kind of explained it. And I said, I don't necessarily agree, but I get it. And I also realized, they got to move her on to the next story,
Because that was the breaking point, the cardboard baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they did it. That's how you left. Did you ever feel like within just like that? Did they talk to you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
they did.
Yeah, they did. And I spoke about it a little bit with Kristen, and I said, they had an idea, and I thought it was not terrible. It's not worthy really of the relationship that we had established and what we'd gone through. So I said, I'd love to, but let's have a little more to it, if we're going to revisit the two of them. And they were like, no, we really see it this way. I was like, okay.
So you didn't, any regrets there or no?
No.
Wow.
No. I have such fond memories of the
Original.
Yeah. I mean, it was really special. And honestly, when you get a script, each episode you get a script, you open it with some trepidation because you don't know, am I wearing clothes in this one or not going to wear clothes?
Yeah.
Am I having an emotional breakdown? I don't know what's coming. But the writing was always great.
Yeah.
Always great.
The writing was great, and it sounded like you guys had a really good time there.
We
So
did.
we were talking about the mints. Like, she said there were like mints always because you guys had a lot of like intimate scenes, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So there were like mints for everybody to take. And she told this story, actually. I don't know when hers is coming about, but she told this story. She said that you were always super respectful.
Yeah.
You took the mints up the wazoo. And she said Chris Noth was like eating like onions and peppers and burgers before the shoot. Did you know about that?
I did not know about that.
Oh, yeah. That was
we never
funny.
saw, my scenes were always with Kristen, so
Right.
you come into work.
There was never a double date.
No. No, and
Yes.
occasionally the group would get together and they would include the men, but so rarely. It was like in only one or two shots, I think, as I
Oh,
recall. So I never saw the guys.
you never
No,
saw the
I mean
guys.
would occasionally see Corbett walking through the hall with a pink bathrobe and pink fuzzy slippers on.
Really?
You know, it's that kind of stuff. He was like, "Yeah, I'm just going to go shoot this." You know, I'm like, "Well, good luck." You know, it's one of those, but rarely.
What a time.
Yeah,
And that was filmed here in New York.
yeah. Long Island City, Silver Cup,
Yeah.
and then great locations. I mean,
That
that
is
was the
fun
funnest thing. Yeah,
to
that was,
be in New York at that
yeah,
time.
yeah, and be filming outside and
So
doing
how
that.
long after that did you get Desperate Housewives?
Not long.
Not long, right?
Yeah, not long. I think it followed pretty quickly. I don't remember exactly, but
And you
yeah,
were on there for like
I was on for six seasons.
6 years.
Yeah, which it was only supposed to be one.
Wow.
Yeah,
It-
yeah. We
it
were
was-
shot in Universal, and I was not far from there.
So was
Lived not far from
your
there.
son and wife at the time in
Well,
New York?
so he was born in L.A., and then when he was 2 or 3, we decided we'd come back because we have a place here in New York. We'd come back to New York, and he would go to school in New York.
Very planned.
Yeah, yeah. No, we were thinking through. My wife's very flat. So we were just thinking this could work. So we started that. But you know, it was a thing where, and there was travel, but it wasn't bad because they would usually put all my stuff at one time, and then I could come in and work for a couple of days and then go back. So while it was, I mean, it wasn't inconvenient really, but you know, it was a trip out to LA for a couple
Yeah.
of days and then back to New York for a week or 2 weeks. So it wasn't bad. It's just part of what you do. No, I think the reason finally was that they just sort of ran out of stuff for Orson to do on
They
the show.
ran out of stuff.
They had me do some crazy stuff, as you
Yeah.
remember. He went through many phases, our dear Orson. So
Would you do a rewatch of that? Of Desperate
Um,
Housewives?
yeah, certain episodes I thought were great. Whenever Joe Keenan wrote for us, for Marcia and I, they were always really sharp and concise. And Marcia is a Juilliard grad. She was theater trained. I'm theater trained. So when you have great dialogue, you just eat it up. It's so good.
Well, Terry Hatcher is doing a rewatch pod now.
Oh, is she?
Maybe she'll have you on
Oh
and
my
you could watch one of
gosh.
the episodes.
Oh my gosh.
That could be fun.
That would be fun.
The girls back in the day, there was always like stories of on-set drama.
Right.
Were you ever part of that? Did the guys
I
get
was
the
in
tea?
the middle of all of that.
It was all about you.
All
They were
about
all, yeah.
me. No. I mean, first of all, I'm oblivious by nature.
Yeah.
And then again, kind of similar to the other shows. It's like I come in, I work with Marcia,
Right.
we do our stuff, I go home.
Yeah.
You know, and then as I'm going home, you know, Doug's coming in or Jamie's coming in. Let's see. It's a little bit like you clock in, you clock out.
You clock in, you clock out.
Yeah,
I mean, now that you're talking like Gen Zs and this world,
yeah.
and you look back at the times that you were on these shows that were so relevant, so in the pop culture zeitgeist, but obviously no social media, no internet.
Not really.
Not really. So like, what was happening at that time? Like, how were you?
Well, we all went to bed and we went home. When we
You
went to home and went to bed. That was what it was.
You went to work, went home.
Yeah.
But like, obviously was in the, like I said, in the pop culture zeitgeist, but like where was it all happening? Where was it all being talked about? Like, how different is that from today? Was there paparazzi like around the set?
No.
Were people talking about your dating lives?
No,
about
not
your...
really. I mean, you really had to. You would, you know, you'd do an interview, really.
Yeah.
I mean, for a publication or something, or on talk show or something, and talk about what was happening. But yeah, there was really very limited access, and you could control it for the most part. It was up to you whether you spoke about something or didn't, or you went public with something, you know. But it was a different world.
And now that you compare the two,
Oh my
like
gosh.
the now and the
Yeah,
then.
it's like privacy is so difficult to have, right?
Yeah.
And yet it's still, I mean, honestly, working. So I'm in Fallout, which is coming out soon, and they're incredibly careful about what's revealed and when it comes out, and you know, there's a Fort Knox kind of.
Oh yeah, I
deal,
saw they
you
don't
know.
give screeners for that.
Yeah, very, very tight. And I think, I mean, I love that actually because it allows you to discover it, you
Right.
know, and really have an experience for the fans, as opposed to something leaking out or hearing stories. It's like, it's so much nicer when it's like, we're going to come to this fresh. It's such
But
a
then the
great thing.
production and everyone in charge really has to be like on top
Lockdown.
of that.
Oh, lockdown.
Because if not, then you have like Devil Wears Prada 2, where we saw so many paparazzi shots.
Yeah.
We know guest stars, which again goes back to what we were talking about with like the mysterious versus not.
Yeah.
Like, don't know if I love that. Don't know if I love to know that,
Yeah.
who did we see? Sydney Sweeney might pop in, or whoever was photographed outside, or the outfits that are such a big deal.
Right. It's so fun to see them when they reveal them.
The
screen,
Yeah.
Now, we were shooting, for the most part, at in studios with, security and everything like that. So everything was pretty tight.
And you work with Walton Goggins on that.
Walton, yeah.
And you kind of watched his really big moment too happen, right?
Oh,
with the White Lotus.
Yeah. Yeah. What a great show. What a great performance.
Yeah. How happy were you for him to see him?
Both of us have been in the business for a while and have done things and have successful things and things that have notoriety to a certain degree or not. And so when all the work that he's done pays off in such a wonderful way on a show that everyone watches, I mean, that's really, I was like, that is like, you love it so much. You appreciate it so much, I think.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the work is the work, but to have it watched and recognized and people saying, hey, great work, that's, as an actor, that's really a lovely feeling. So I was like,
sometimes it could take
years. Yeah, years and years and years.
So you really like embrace it and
and you're not different, and the work is not different. He does, he works. He's a hard work on everything you do. It's just this one happened to like, it's like Twin Peaks. It happened to click like this, and you never know.
Would you feel like White Lotus is one of the dreams?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Mike White's brilliant.
Yeah.
And he creates fascinating characters, rich characters.
Right.
And that really, to me, is that's why I do it.
I could see you all being in the running for, if you watch the last season, Jason Isaac's character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You could give that vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That would totally, I could totally see that happening. You're married for 23 years in Hollywood.
Yep.
That's like 100
and how many in
in
actor years.
Right. How do you make it work?
Oh God, it's so easy. I married the most amazing person in the world. She's incredible. And I know she's listening, so I have to know.
She's a publicist, right?
Well, she started.
Okay.
Yeah, and now she does. I mean, I can't even begin to explain how connected she is.
I mean, she's a Full Pick, right? Is her agency?
Yeah, that's her company.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
It's huge.
Does everything.
Everything. I mean, she, from producing to investing to supporting women's causes, women's issues, which are very important to her. She's just everywhere.
How did you meet?
We met at a chiropractor's office. No. So I say, if I hadn't injured my back, I have bad discs. Multiple bad discs. And if I hadn't been sitting there in my little traction chair, sitting next to Blake Edwards, who was also in the traction room with me, and she walked past the doorway. Like, how long does it take for someone to walk past the door frame, right? Like a second.
Right.
And I saw her, and I was like, who was that? And I was sitting in my little traction chair, and then she walked back out again really quickly. And I was like, what the heck? And so I got out of my chair and I walked up just to say hello to her at the desk. And I was sort of too shy to like get any information, a way to contact her again. But I don't know. I just was like so taken with her. The next night we were at the same party together in Los Angeles, and I saw her again, and then I didn't let her out of my sight.
Like you were about to ask the doctor's office to violate HIPAA and like give you her info.
What's her number?
Wait, so you happened to see her the next night at a Hollywood party?
Yeah.
Because she was already in the biz and you were in the biz?
She was out. Yeah, she was out visiting. Well, she was in New York. Well, she lived in New York, but she was in LA. And she was, she was going to an event. She was here for the weekend because it was the Vanity Fair weekend. And she was out just, kind of doing doing the rounds and stuff. And I was out, which was rare. It was Tina Brown's Talk magazine Oscar party at
Why was it
Mondrian.
rare for you to? You didn't?
I don't go out much. Yeah.
Even back in the day.
Even back in the day. Yeah. I would go out. Occasionally I would go out and stuff, but usually to dinner. Parties are they make me nervous. So, but I was there and I saw her. And I was like,
what was your pickup line?
I said, "How's your back?" No, I don't know what I said.
You don't know. You don't remember.
I just said, "Hey, it's me. Hey. Remember we met in the thing? Yeah, I have the best back."
But you didn't really meet because she just walked by.
Well, I got out of my chair and I actually went up and we had a brief conversation at the desk. Yeah.
And then since then.
Yeah, since then.
Oh my God, that's so special.
We're married 23 together, 26.
Is she involved in things that you do because she's such a...
Yeah, very much so. In fact, I'd mentioned earlier the podcast I did, Varnamtown, and she produced that. And that was one of the many, many things that she does. And also just her... She's got a great take on things. I listen to her, what she says, her ideas. She's really smart. And I may look at something, I have a certain perspective, and she has a completely different perspective. And it's always worth hearing. And usually not usually, she's always right, honestly.
Oh.
So anyway, it's been, and we have a beautiful son together. And it's pretty nice.
And is she involved in your wine brand? Pursued by Bear.
No, thank you. And I understand you enjoy wine.
Why don't we have wine?
Well, we were going to have wine, but we drank it all.
I'm just kidding.
We drank it all in the car.
Yeah, you drank it all in the car.
We're going to get some too.
Thank God I'm a Quince partner because I literally deserve to be. Because all I do is shout Quince's praises, okay? I just posted the other week, I can't stop wearing this Mongolian cashmere sweater. I also mentioned that a lot of different cashmere does make me a little coughy and itchy if it's really hairy. But the sweater I got from Quince, the Mongolian cashmere sweater, absolutely nothing. It's just perfect. It's chic. It's crisp. It's clean. And it's under $50. It's literally wild. Quince just has such great deals. If you're looking to do a closet refresh, you can find everything. Find cashmere, you could find silk, you could find coats, you could find anything. It's perfect for gifting, perfect for upgrading your own wardrobe. Honestly, Quince just has it all. Right now, I'm really eyeing these Italian wool coats because it looks so designer. That's mostly all of Quince's stuff. Oh my God, just now I was away with my family and I go to my sister. She had this burgundy suitcase and I was like, did you get bases holiday color? Because that's a special edition color. She goes, no, it's Quince. So Quince really does make your favorite designs from your favorite places, but you could just get it more affordably. So right now, step into the holiday season with layers made to feel good, look polished, and last from Quince. Perfect for gifting or keeping for yourself. I'll choose the latter. Go to quince.com/notskinny for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now Quince is available in Canada too. Hey, oh, trying to speak Canadian. It's not working. That's Quince. It's spelled QUINCE.com/notskinny, and you can get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/notskinny. So Thanksgiving is around the frickin' corner, you guys, and there's nothing better than hanging out with your family, cuddling up on the couch, grabbing a cute little throw blanket because you're so tiny and you're so cold, and watching something good on TV. So if you need something actually good to watch this Thanksgiving that could be fun for the whole fam, you need to check out Sidelined, Intercepted. This is streaming free on Tubi right now, and it's the follow-up to the original Sidelined. So if you love the first one, this one has even more drama, more chaos, and way more pause it, I need to talk about this moments, which is me. I just saw Sebastian Maniscalco do stand-up, and he was talking about how his wife always wants to rewind. That's me. I could miss a moment because of being on my phone, or just want to rewatch it. So Sidelined Intercepted picks up with the cheerleaders' world getting even messier, relationships falling apart, secrets coming out. You guys, it's delicious, delicious. I can't believe she said that energy. It's the perfect Thanksgiving watch because it gives you something to escape to if your family is just being crazy. It's like, shh, we're watching a movie. Okay. Everyone be quiet. You guys watch Sidelined 2, Intercepted, and it's free on Tubi this Thanksgiving. Today's episode is brought to you by Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers has completely reinvented itself in the best way. I think everybody has heard of Weight Watchers, knows somebody who has done it. You just know it. It's part of our cultural zeitgeist. We just know it. By the way, I use that word a lot in the pod today. I'm sorry, I don't know. It's just etched in my brain right now. But anyway, Weight Watchers. If you remember it, if you are familiar with it, it's very old school point system. Okay. This is not the new Weight Watchers. Okay. Right now, they have totally personalized, customized programs that meet you where you are at and not some generic plan that meets you where you should be or thinks they know where you should be. You can get a plan built around your real habits, your schedule, your goals, so it actually feels doable and not overwhelming. And of course, Weight Watchers now offers access to prescription weight loss medications through their clinical program. It's science-backed, doctor-guided, and done responsibly. So you can actually get a full evaluation and see if the medication is right for you, and you can get medical support the entire way. I love what Weight Watchers is doing right now. They are combining what they used to do with this new kind of era where they're combining their behavior coaching, their personalization program, and their actual clinical care with the same old, good old knowledge, experience, and just the program that works, Weight Watchers. So get started today at weightwatchers.com and learn more. Okay, you guys already know this, and it is true. I am now officially considered a protein girly. A workout girly. Like, sorry about the girly, sorry about all this, but it is true. I have made a lot of changes to just my health, wellness, my eating, and my working out. Because let me tell you, when you turn 30, what am I, 7? Things are not the same. I thought it was so healthy. Yogurt with berries and granola and chocolate and coconut and almonds. And okay, how much fat is that? How many calories is that? How much fiber am I getting? Oh, wait, how much protein am I getting? I was eating non-dairy yogurts. I wasn't getting any protein. I know, it's wild. That's what was going on. So I've learned a lot in the past year. One of those things is that I need protein and I should have a lot of protein a day and a lot in every meal. So one of the things that helps me reach those goals is protein powder. So making a smoothie. I love Clean Simple Eats protein powder. Amazing. Highly, highly recommend. I get asked all the time what I use. This is one of my favorite brands. Their protein powder has nothing artificial. They're third-party tested. They're non-GMO. They're soy-free, and they have zero added sugar, which I love. I love their chocolate flavor. I sometimes love mixing that with some vanilla. Put in some blueberries, some nut milk. You are golden. Honestly, recommend Clean Simple Eats. If you want a discount, you can go to cleansimpleeats.com. Use my code NOTSKINNY10 at checkout for 10% off your order. That's cleansimpleeats.com. The code is NOTSKINNY10 for 10% off your order. The link is also in the show notes. So you're a big wine guy?
Yes. I started in high school. When did you start?
To drink?
You don't have to answer.
No.
It's high school. Yeah, I didn't like. That's when everyone starts. I didn't like spirits so much, and I wasn't a big beer drinker.
Mm-hmm.
So all that was left was wine, and I liked the romance of it. I think, and kind of it felt grown up.
Like the white Zinfandel back in
something
the day,
awful.
like the awful sweet
horrible.
stuff that would give you huge headaches. Yeah,
horrible. But that's how it started. And then I grew up in a part of the world, well, I'm from Eastern Washington, and the wine world there started to explode sort of in the 80s and 90s. And I was watching it, and I said, I think I want to get involved. So she said, you should stop talking about it and go do this. And I said, okay. And initially, I was focused on Napa because living in LA, I thought that was close, and I had Napa friends, Napa winemakers. And she said, the story is Washington. And I said, you're absolutely right. That's my home. So back we went, and I made the acquaintance of a great winemaker, and off we went. In 2005 was my first vintage.
Wow.
It's been at it for 20 years.
How much does a 2005 bottle go for?
It's still available and still within our price range.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I probably wouldn't even sell it. I would probably just say, here, have this, try
Oh,
it.
because it's like it's a good gift to bring to
Yeah.
like a holiday party
Wine
or
is a
like
great gift.
wine
Yeah.
is a good, and especially like a vintage.
Yeah, you want
So
to.
what are you, a red or a white guy?
Well, I'm red primarily, but I also have a Chardonnay, 2 Chardonnays that I make that are really good. But I'm really particular about my white wine. It has to be
Dry?
yeah, dry, lean, more Burgundian instead of like a white Burgundy, so a little lighter.
So if you're at a wine bar and
Yeah.
you have to ask for a wine.
Well, I'll check the list
Yeah.
by the glass, and I'll find something that I'm interested in. Sometimes I change, or if I'm having dinner, I'll ask the sommelier. I said, I see everything here. He said, what do you like right now?
Mhm.
What's in the cellar that you think is really like popping?
Yeah.
And I said, here's my price range. Just kind of what I like.
Oh, you say the price range.
Yeah. I just say, I'll spend this much money, roughly this.
Really?
But I said also that if there's stuff around that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
Because if not, they'll try to sell you the most expensive one, no?
nah, they're usually pretty good. They
Yeah.
probably can
They'll
size
give you the middle one.
Yeah, they'll say, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. But they'll always have something interesting, and usually, and I can tell if it's something that they're just trying to move.
Yeah.
But usually they get excited about sharing something because they've curated the cellar, hopefully,
Yeah.
and they've brought everything in. So they have their favorites, and they said, I love this. This is really, it's like this.
Where'd the name come from?
It's from a Shakespeare play, and I love Shakespeare. I grew up doing Shakespeare. And so in Act 3, Scene 3 of The Winter's Tale, he wrote a stage direction, exit pursued by a bear, which is his craziest stage direction he ever wrote. And
This is so
a bear
niche.
comes on stage. Yeah, it is. And some people get it. Like sometimes you're in a restaurant and someone's working there and they're an actor and this is what they're doing to make money. And they give me a little wink and they said, I know where that's from. So and English lit majors usually get it.
Right.
Those are the only two that get it.
Those are the only two.
Yeah.
Wait, so when you got into acting,
Yeah.
it was through theater when you were
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
But did I read that it was more your mom kind of pushed you into it?
Yeah,
Or?
she was the one who was sort of nudging all of us, but mainly me in that direction. She was very musical and involved in the theater, very artsy, and she was part of the community theater in my little town. And she was also very much, had a teacher background. She was a
So you're
teacher.
a Nepo baby. No, I'm just
I'm a
kidding.
Nepo baby, exactly
Nepo baby
right.
of theater.
Theater. She was, and she thought theater was really important for kids to be engaged in, and in my hometown, there wasn't a lot. So she kind of helped initiate some things in the community. We had a teenage theater group, which is totally nerdy, which I thought was totally nerdy, and I did not want to be a part of it. But then I went because she insisted and she needed help. And then I was like, well, this is actually kind of fun. And there were a lot of kids my age and they were all fun and there were cute girls around and stuff. So I was like, yeah, all right, I'll go again. And then it just I became enchanted with it.
You fell in love with it.
I did. Yeah, I did. Just from that. And then I tried to resist it. Like I did plays and musicals in high school. I went to college. I said, I can't do any more theater. This is done. I got to find a real job. And
What did you go to college for?
I was just liberal arts. I didn't know what I wanted to do, honestly. And I pledged and the whole thing and
You
big college,
pledged.
the deal. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just like my dad. And I just did not fit in.
In the frat world.
Yeah. My brother was totally fit in. My
Yeah.
youngest brother, yeah, it was all in. But I just couldn't sort of get myself around it. And then I just sort of took an acting class because I was so unhappy. And that made me happy. And I said, oh man, I guess this is where I'm supposed to go.
Why were you trying to resist it though?
I didn't know. I didn't feel like it was a way to make it. I didn't know how you made a living as an actor, as a career. I had nothing to sort of judge it by, but I knew that I had a talent for it. And I knew that the program at the university at that time was a professional training program, specifically to train you for repertory theater. And I said, that's what I want to do. So I just said, okay.
So from there you continued to
I trained for 3 years and then I graduated and I worked at the Shakespeare Festival in Ashland. I worked at a little theater in Seattle, intending to go to New York. And I auditioned for Dune when I was in Seattle before I left. And that led to a meeting with David Lynch and a screen test and another screen test. And I got the job.
your first job.
First job out of school. I wasn't out of school a year.
Wow.
Yeah. So weird.
Crazy story.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, this is how it works. Cut 2 years later, I'm like, that's not the way it works at all. But David Lynch and I had this great connection, and I knew Dune. It was like a very important book for me when I was like 14, 15. Still important. I still love it.
Wow.
So suddenly there I was playing the role. So weird.
And what is it like seeing the Dunes today?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I love the story so much, and I was curious about how it was going to be interpreted. I don't know. I loved it. I enjoyed it. It was fun to see scenes. It was very nostalgic for me, actually. I was watching these scenes going, oh, I remember being in Mexico City, and we shot at the Studios Churubusco, and I remember the actors I worked with. And so I had a very unusual response to it, but I really
Can't wait
loved
for
it.
that Timothy Chalamet episode.
I know. We're going to have
I know.
Whoa.
It's going to be so
It
good.
may have to be a two-parter.
Okay,
We'll
so
see.
more things that happened this year that you may or may not have manifested.
Yes.
You walked the Vogue World Runway. How did that happen?
Accident. Timothy was not available, so no. They just reached out. I had sort of a fashion moment in my life back in the 90s, and I don't know. I think it was I had done Prada a couple years ago. I'd walked in the Prada show in Milan with Jeff as well, Jeff Goldblum, and among many actors that they had. And so Jeff and I opened it, he closed. And then Jeff was there again at Vogue World at the thing. And so it was so fun to see him. We were like, look at us. What are we doing here?
Models, a couple of models.
It was like, what are we even doing here? Honestly, that was exactly the explanation. And we just had fun. I'm just glad I didn't fall down. So that was important. And it was really fun to be part of it. I mean, it was really a beautiful experience.
Cool this year. It was at the Universal lot, right?
Paramount. Yeah, we were at Paramount.
Lot.
Yeah, it was. I was like, this is actually really cool to be part of,
Yeah.
So many beautiful fabrics and clothing and great people, really fun people. Yeah, it was really fun.
You never know what opportunity could come up next. Maybe you'll go on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, there's not a chance.
Really?
I can't dance. No. I can't dance, don't ask me. That's no song.
Wait, so we're saying a hell's no?
I don't think I could survive, honestly.
With the back, with the discs.
The knees.
The knees.
Oh, let me tell you.
So no Dancing with the Stars.
No Dancing with the Stars.
So what else are we manifesting for this year for you?
We're manifesting a series based on a podcast that I've done. So and we're manifesting that. We're manifesting what else are we manifesting? We're manifesting a really, really good first year college experience for my son because he's applying for colleges, doing that. And
how do you feel about him leaving the nest?
I'm very mixed on it because he needs, it's time for him to go spread his wings and, explore the world. But he's our only one. And my wife and I are going to be empty nesters. And, we're busy people and all that. But he is such a joy. His presence in the house and in our life brings so much joy. And will continue to do so. But he just won't be present as much.
All the time.
Yeah. He'll be present, but in a different way. So I don't know what that experience is going to be.
Is he going far?
He wants to. No, he doesn't want to stay in California. He wants to go somewhere. Yeah, it'll be far-ish.
It'll be far-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we always want to go far. Don't know why. Okay, so since you're all up in the Gen Z, let's see if you really are all up in the Gen Z.
Yeah.
And test you on some sayings and see if you know what they mean. Okay. I don't even know. Okay. What does it mean to glaze somebody?
To glaze somebody.
Glaze.
Wow. I don't know what this means to glaze somebody. I mean,
Take a
I
guess.
think it means to like cover, disregard, to not give them any time of day.
So opposite a little bit. It's to hype them up.
Ah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay, now we know.
Okay.
Goated.
Goated.
Yeah.
Well, you're the greatest of all.
Right. So it's like the best, right?
Yeah, totally.
Chopped.
Chopped is not attractive. Like even worse than not attractive.
Even worse. Unk.
That would be me.
Wait, so you know this one. And you're not Unk.
Bless you.
Okay, I don't know this one. I don't even know how to pronounce Gayat.
Oh, got. Yeah,
Gyat.
got. As you pronounce it, got. Yeah. That
What's that mean?
Yeah, that's not a good one. We shouldn't mention
what
that.
does it
We should
mean?
go past that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's goddamn. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not damning.
No.
Crash out.
Oh, yeah, that's as you said. It's like you're done.
Yeah. Aura farming.
Oh, yeah, building somebody up, and you're building yourself up.
Oh, so you knew aura farming.
Yes.
You've heard of it.
I have.
It's wild to me.
I have a 17-year-old son.
He says aura farming around the house.
Well, no, not really. He doesn't really. He sort of rejected all of that. There are a few things that he likes, and honestly, he doesn't use the terminology around the house, the vernacular. It's amongst his friends and at school.
Yeah.
And it changes so quickly. I mean, like, everything that I know and expressions and things that I've heard are probably already done.
Yeah.
And they moved on to a whole new
right.
thing. It's like this thing called Cockney rhyming slang. That's where you do it. They would speak in these things so the police wouldn't know what they were talking about. So the parents are the police, and they're talking in language so we have no idea what they're saying. And they don't want us to know.
Up.
Yeah. Your optics. No, it's
enemy.
Yeah.
And then the 6, 7 of it all.
Well, we don't know what that is.
Right?
No,
That's
no one
truth,
no one
guys.
really knows.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah,
you nailed it.
Some of them I'm not familiar with, but some I am. Do you know put the fries in the bag?
Put the fries in the bag.
Yeah.
No.
Get to the point.
I kind of like that.
I do too. There's some that I like. I spill the tea. It's like I totally get that.
But now I'm tracking which ones we like. We like the ones that like make sense.
Yeah.
That like mean something.
And that are fun.
They're words. They're fun. It makes sense.
Yeah.
The ones that are like, are less.
It's like we acknowledge the brilliance of the generation. I said, no, that's so smart. That's so clever. It's really funny.
Well, here's the thing about Gen Z that I don't like. When they make general statements about what's allowed and what's not allowed. They're like, no skinny jeans, no ankle socks,
Right.
That's my...
Well, I have stopped wearing ankle socks.
Because they said so.
Yes, it's absolutely out. And my team has said, no more ankle socks. You know what it was? It's because during my podcast, when I sit there, it's a full kind of body. I don't know, the framing is here. We're probably a little tight. Well, we are a little, I can see it here. We're tighter. But in mine, you see, and I would wear no socks with my shoes. And they're like, you do not have attractive ankles. You should not be wearing no socks. And I took it to heart. And so now I wear socks.
No ankle socks, guys.
No ankle socks here.
And it's more comfortable too.
It's better.
Your ankles are protected. So they know.
So they don't get cold.
Gen Z knows what's up, you guys. Kyle, thank you for being here.
I've had such a fun time.
So great to meet you.
Thanks for letting me ramble on.
Of course. Ramble anytime.
Okay, cool.